to describe the energy as I see it and feel it and sense it. And so what came through today was the number 39. This is called ginkgo. And you can see the energies represented by Mars and Uranus here. So again, this looks like to me the Ace of Swords. So beginning again, new higher mind thoughts. What with Mars, again, just have gone into Virgo and Uranus and still at his last degrees in Taurus, it's about the body. So any breakthroughs that you're going to be receiving right now, you have to ground it in by getting into the body. The 3 and the 9, if you add them together, it's 12, which, or yeah, 12, like 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, which goes back to the 3. And 3 is denoted with Jupiter. So we still have that Jupiter energy that's expanding you, perhaps expanding your higher minds. I also see the Raven here, which is a messenger. So you're going to be getting some out of the blue, aha, again, currents of energy, data, information, light that's going to be coming through, but you got to ground it in. You got to make space for it. Again, you've got to allow this more of an electrical charge in your body to be able to hold that current. Just like like I said, a big piece of equipment or technology, you can't just plug it into anything. You got to have a special outlet, right? So there's new energies coming in. You got to become that outlet, powerful channel, because you're also going to be used to the swords or words, right? Thoughts, how we speak about our environment. So also taking care too how you're spell casting Mars, what how you're speaking, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So how you speak about things is going to also dictate how you experience them. So be very mindful of the words, maybe even get more quiet with yourself. I'm also saying just, again, because Virgo's a feminine, which more has to do with reception, this is a very receiving time for you. So taking action in a yin way. I'm even seeing incorporating some yin yoga, right, practices to help with this, integrate these energies. And then the other card I pulled was from my Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. And this is Stranger Curiosity number 53, which is 8. So you can see him, this being here too, is like looking in the mirror and it's curious. This is also Aries, staying in the space of curiosity, because Aries is the warrior. It's asking us to find our courage, to step into the deep unknown, because where we are traversing in this cosmic plane of existence has never been seen before by humanity on this level. We are in a new phase, a new realm, if you will. So it's asking us to stay curious, inquisitive, like the heart of the child, right? Instead of automatically going to fear, perhaps we can say, well, how can I see maybe the other? And again, a lot of times war is created by fear, right? So when we are in conflict with another, a lot of the times it's because we're scared of them. We don't understand them. So can you instead of being fearful, can you say a spirit of curiosity about the other, about maybe new beings, new technologies, new ways of seeing, um, without having to be defensive, right? So not having all your white blood cells turn on and all your, I'm thinking of like your immune system that goes right into defense mode. Can you, again, maybe changing your diet, changing what you consume will shift your chemistry. Well, and if you kill some of these parasites that maybe just elicit fear, right? Because they feed off fear, um, then maybe as you're doing more purification, then you can invite in a new experience with a new group consciousness, new friends, terrestrial, the extra, that live at the other territories, wherever that is for you, right? This is coming in. So making space for new connections by staying in a space of curiosity, because children at their fundamental are not scared, they're curious. So going back to that heart of the child, Aries, which again, we've still got Chiron there. So this is going to be a lot of healing if you can get to that space of curiosity and move from fear as much as possible. And then the last 3 cards that I pulled were for my Tarot of Dreams Oracle deck, which I love this Oracle deck as well, because it also interweaves the astrology. So the first card I pulled 3, I was told to pull 3 cards. This first card is the Wheel of Fortune, which you could also see as Jupiter ruled. So for a lot of us, again, Jupiter just went into Cancer. So it's about our emotional body. It's about our home, inheritances. I'm hearing for some of us who choose to be sovereign and responsible stewards of the earth. That again, you might be called to also move, to shift locations, someplace that's better for your nervous system, that's better for your body, that you can reconnect with your ancestors, your ancestral roots, right? The ways of working with nature, perhaps growing your own garden. I'm seeing for a lot of us growing even greenhouses, right? Just until we clean up our air, whatever's being sprayed, right? Just getting very, very clear focused, because Sirius is there, about our grains, about what we put into our bodies. And with the second card, also Jupiter, you can see this is also Jupiter in Capricorn, which is opposite of Cancer, right? So you can see that there's also, I'm seeing two wheels, right? So this is like the one wheel. And if you zoom it out, he's actually being able to, maneuver two wheels of fortune, which I see the axis point of Cancer and Capricorn. So he's really, and he's walking in, you can see this card too, into the unknown, naked, and unafraid, because I see all that light, right? You can see all the light, that he's willing to surrender to what the earth wants, right? Because the earth is, and this might be, again, not for everybody, but for those that resonate, you might find a lot of fortune if you decide to work with the earth in a new way. And that can bring another form of abundance. It can bring more health, more wealth, more security. If you're willing to step in and to do the work, Capricorn, and perhaps, become a responsible sovereign steward, but do it in an innocent way, right? You're just like, again, surrender mode. Because again, coins is pentacles. It has to do with money. It's the physical realm, right? So you're being asked to work with the physical realm in a new way, and this might require you to move, to shift, especially as you're upgrading in your body. You may be required more healthy things around you. Again, there's a lot of frequency around us right now, one way or another, whatever story you choose on how it got here, that's playing itself out. And we are the technology that's upgrading, and we're eventually going to command the grid around us. But we have to learn. It's almost like, again, mastery. This is Saturn coming in and saying, you got to learn these practices. You got to learn how to master your body. You got to learn how to master your mind. You got to integrate this into your heart, into your will, right? The Holy Trinity. Because the last card that came up in this was the Judgment card, right? You can see it's Pluto. And we know that Pluto is in Aquarius right now. Again, we are ascending. You can see that these are old aspects of us, old shadow versions of us, old versions of us, ego versions that had to die to be reborn, right? To ascend. And I see these two pillars too, coming off of the two of coins, which again, these, if you look at the zoom it out, these two coins become the two pillars. And so you can see, as he's surrendering and going in naked and unafraid, he's willing to also, step into, again, judgment. And we see judgment too as the masculine going into higher mind. This is Aquarius. This is being able to, again, rectification, to see where we have been bound, and where we have been looking in the shadows and looking at the past. And we're rising up. We're rising up in our consciousness. We're rising up through taking action. Again, I'm looking at this heart, these wings that are fire. Reminds me of Aries and Pluto and Aquarius, which is also masculine, right? It's air. So you're shifting, again, karmic retribution. There's an inner judgment that's happening, that's saying enough is enough, that perhaps there's been actions you've been taking on yourself. There's been thoughts that you've been holding. There's been old practices that have been in your psyche that's just ready to be alchemized, right? Again, there's judgments, because Pluto's the transformer. We are starting to see where we have been bound by our own inherited frequencies. And so our ancestors are showing up and saying, we can help you, right? You got to ask for help. We're here to support you. And the more that we can honor our ancestors and go back and, again, become responsible stewards to the earth can support us in so many ways. And the earth is our body. And so we're going to be instructed on the better chemistries to use, right? If we feel like we're flying off in the cosmos, it's like, oh no, grab that oil, grab that Evervitae. This is the tree of life, ground it in. It's like, okay, take a breath. If you're going to a transmission, use your organite, right? Put this around your electrical stuff so that you won't feel zapped.